Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is Tuesday, January 24th, 2023, and we have the 39th mass shooting of the year, and it just happens to be in the town that I'm not too far from, Yakima, Washington. And as we'll get to, Yakima does equal 39 in Gematria, also happens to equal 24. Again, if you're new here, Gematria is about running the alphabetic order forwards and backwards and decoding the letters and numbers. Yakima equals 24 forwards. The Masonic Lodge there is number 24. And in reverse, it equals 39. So how about that? A shooting on the 24th day of the year as the 39th mass shooting. I'll be driving there as soon as I'm done with this stream. I'd actually already be driving there, but I'm buying myself some time because I'm charging up the megaphone. Haven't used it in a minute, so the battery pack was empty. So I want to let it charge for a little bit before I head out over there. But anyhow, let's review the Yakima shooting. Let's also look at the latest details in the Half Moon Bay shooting on Monday, Moon Day, following the Lunar Festival shooting brought to us by Robert Luna. Again, the rituals never stop. So, CNN had this neat headline this morning: 7 killed in Half Moon Bay as California is shocked by 3 shootings in 44 hours. And of course, I did write a book. It's called Letters and Numbers. The longest chapter in that book, or one of the longest chapters in that book, is over 100 pages long. The book's nearly 800 pages. But one of the longest chapters in the book is about mass shootings by the numbers, and the number I make the biggest point about in state-sponsored mass shootings is 44. And that's because in Gematria, again, this Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words, shooting, mass shooter, gunfire, they all equal 44. So does officer. We're always getting these stories from officers. Department 44, military 44. If you want to add to that list, soldiers 44, infantry's 44, troopers 44. It's no accident that NATO's birthday is 44. 44 is the rep digit of the number 4, and a lot of this knowledge comes from the East, and in the Far East, the number 4 is associated with death. Manly P. Hall, who wrote about this code, he even has a book on numbers and talks all about 4 and death. So, anyhow, 44 hours, just the latest 44 ritual. Remember they made the movie called 44 Minutes about the bank robbers in L.A., the mass shooting with LAPD where nobody died, 44 minutes of straight gunfire. Here, we'll come back to Half Moon Bay since we talked about it last night. Oh, by the way, the Texas El Paso shooter, another shooting by the numbers. Back on 8/3/2019, he supposedly killed 23 people and injured 23 more. Well, how convenient that at the beginning of 2023... and the New York Post first broke the news on the 23rd day of the year, he's ready to admit he was guilty for that mass shooting. Just took him till the year 23. Anyway, as per always, it's news by the numbers, and the shooting here, local to me, Yakima, Washington, the 39th mass shooting of the year. According to Police Chief Murray, he said the shooting happened at about 3:30 a.m. and 3 people were killed, possibly a 4th. It's like, what's this possibly a 4th thing? Who's this 4th person? Anyway, 3:30 a.m., 3 people known to be dead. And notice, Gematria, if you're new here, it's just very simple code. A is 1 up to Z is 26. It's the alphabetic order with numerology. That's what we were just looking at here with this list of 44s. This is the alphabetic order with numerology. And then the other half of the code is just running the alphabetic order in reverse and reverse with numerology. And look at how perfectly all of this lines up. So with the most simple cipher, Police Chief Matt Murray, who gives the story, is 241. The majority of the world writes today's date 24/1, like 241. His name also has gematria of 119, like Fraternal Order of Police. And Fraternal Order of Police also equates to 124. Of course, today's date can also be written 1/24, like 124. I've talked about this many a times. I laughed when I first moved to Yakima and drove past the Masonic Lodge and saw that it was lodge number 24. Not only did this shooting happen on the 24th, they said the suspect escaped driving east on Route 24. It's like, okay, come on. Then the image they put out of him looks like it's from 1980. But anyhow, The Masonic Lodge in Yakima is lodge number 24. And in Gematria, Yakima equals 24. Yakima also has a Gematria value 102, like how last year the member of the Yakima PD who went on Fox News and told Jay Inslee, the governor, to kiss his ass over getting the jab, he just happened to die 102 days after that interview. Yakima equals 102, as does police. Go back and revisit that here. But in light of the Masons having their fingerprints all over this, 3 killed at 3:30 in the morning, and the same cipher, Masonry, police, federal, secrecy, order, they're all 33. And again, they're saying this is the 39th mass shooting of the year. Last night, Half Moon Bay was 38. In Hebrew Gematria, moon equals 38. But Yakima's number 39. So when you run it in reverse, again, forwards, Yakima's 24. Just running the alphabetic order in reverse with numerology, it becomes 39. Just like Masonry, just like secrecy, if you wanted to add to that list, just like federal. And how about Mr. Murray, the police chief in charge? His name is 33 forwards, 39 in reverse, just like these words. As for this being at a Circle K has the Gematria 47. And, we were just talking about how Robert Luna was sworn in 47 days before the shooting at the Lunar New Year Festival. We were just talking about how the Moscow, Idaho killer was arrested 47 days after the killing. James Fry in charge of the police investigation. James Fry, 47. Again, if you're new here, there's 47 degrees on the Masonic compass of the Scottish Rite out of France. I'm talking about the same things day after day for people who are new here. I was just doing another breakdown on this yesterday. And, today they got the doomsday clock in the news. The doomsday clock since 47. Again, why have they had the doomsday clock since 1947? Because the word time is also 47. Just like authority, and time is the ultimate authority, and the tropics of this earth, which measure the solstices, are 47 degrees apart. And we know why they did it that way. Again, it's all based on this Kabbalistic code. So, Circle K. Here, let me pull up the Gematria calculator real quick, because there's another point that should be made about the Circle K shooting at 3:30 in the morning on the 24th. Notice the Gematria of magic. You see how it's 33 and 24? If you read about magic, the first thing you do when you're creating a magical spell is you draw a circle. You draw a circle. And you see how magic's also 102? Look at Yakima. Yakima's 102 in that same cipher. Cooper Kupp from Yakima. MVP of the 102nd NFL season in the Super Bowl. His team, Eastern Washington, the college basketball team, winning by 3 points over the Idaho State Bengals before he wins the Super Bowl by 3 points over the Cincinnati Bengals. But you see how Yakima is 60 and 102? Look at police. 60 and 102. Last year, the officer died on January 28th, 28/1, where 281's the 60th prime, 102 days after telling Jay Inslee to kiss his ass. Yakima PD. Robert LeMay. The date this happened, date numerology of 48, and keep in mind Washington is the 42nd state in order of statehood. And again, we're talking about Freemasonry, Freemason 42, 48. They just said 42 shots fired at the Lunar New Year Festival, right? And the word news also 42, so was Jesuit. All these things related. Matt Murray, the name of the police chief, 42. If you want to come to my blog post and watch the video of what happened, you'll see how he said the suspect got in his car. Well, at first they said it was a carjacking. Now they're saying it was his actual own car. But they said he gets in the car and drives east on Route 24. It's like, okay, on the 24th in Yakima. Think about it, though. Masonry. Masonry's offshoot that also allows women in it is the Order of the Eastern Star. What is the Eastern Star? The star that rises in the east, the sun, like Mason. The sun has the Gematria 24, like 24 hours in the day. Thus why the doomsday clock started in the year 47, the time number, on the 24th day of the year. 24 hours in a day dictated by the sun. Yakima is considered the Sun Valley of Washington. And I won't even mention about the the initial post 47 minutes after the hour. We'll just pretend we didn't see that. But Jared Haddock, with a really bizarre spelling of Jared, with a totally believable photo, 21 years old. It's funny because they're going crazy with the 21 right now. They're doing you have 100 days to turn in your guns in the 21st state, Illinois. Then you got the 21st day of the year lunar shooting. Again, lunar's 21. Now we got a 21-year-old shooter just going further north up the west coast in Yakima. And realize that's how all these shootings have gone, right? First you had a Monterey Park right down by LA. Then you had shootings up in the Bay Area. And now we're moving another chunk up the state, and now we're in, central Washington and Yakima. So we're moving all up the west coast with the shootings by the numbers. And they said the SWAT team. What's funny is if I hadn't moved, this is right next to my old house. You want to know what else is weird about this? University Parkway and West Birchfield Road, where they're saying the SWAT standoff is 187. Today's 187 days after my birthday. It's like, what in the world? Remember, Fraternal Order of Police is 187, Ancient and Accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry is 187, Society of Jesus is 187, Washington, D.C. is 187. Again, the Society of Jesus are the Jesuits. They created modern Freemasonry. The Jesuits and the Masons got strongholds in D.C., the federal city, Washington. Now we're out in Washington State. And again, this is a big federal agenda, and the federal government has authority over all these local police departments. They do what they're told. Just like last year when I was out at the shooting in Pasco, Washington at the Fred Meyer, which is a Kroger, I got Commander Chris Lee in charge of the scene, the same guy in the media, to say that the feds were in charge of the situation. Him and the local police were to remain out in the parking lot, but he was the same one in the news media telling the story of what happened, taking orders through his phone. Again, I was just talking about this yesterday and saying, go back and watch that video. YouTube took it down off YouTube, but it is up on BitChute. And you can hear Commander Chris Lee admit that, he didn't get to actually see the crime scene with his own eyes, but he's the one in the media telling the story. The shooter's suspicious name. Another number I talk about all the time with these Masonic rituals, Jared Haddock. The 70, all these numbers are interesting for all kinds of reasons, but the 74 is the one that really stands out the most. Again, active shooter is 74. They code that a lot in the shootings. But Masonic is 74, and killing is 74, and occult is 74, and the list goes on. Holiday 74, Independence Day 74. I mean, it's a long list. George Washington, the Mason, makes that list too. George Washington, 74. Jesus Christ makes that list. So does Jesus. So does cross. So does Messiah. So does gospel. So does parables. Again, the Society of Jesus is responsible for modern Freemasonry. They're pretty much responsible for this nation, thus the 7-4 birthday. And the repetitious encoding of the same numbers, it just never ends, They last night they were saying the Half Moon Bay shooter was a 67-year-old. Yesterday's date numerology, the day of the shooting, was 67. 67 is the 19th prime number. The moon's on a 19-year cycle. If you've noticed today they've changed it to a 66-year-old shooter. So yesterday it was 67 on the 67 date numerology. Killer's also 67, but now it's 66, and mass shooting 66. I was just watching CNN, and they had the graphic up on the screen that now he's a 66-year-old shooter, but the woman telling the story said 67-year-old killer. And here, just to show you his name gematria, we were talking about how the Jesuit Masonic fingerprints were all over. Well, there's a lot to say about the Half Moon Bay thing. I'll come back to that. But the Jesuit order fingerprints were all over the Lunar New Year festival shooting. And look at what else is new. Zhao Chun-Li. 54, 153, like Jesuit order, And then the politician who was speaking right away, Josh Becker, April 13th birthday, the 103rd day of the year. We were just talking about how the Lunar New Year shooting was 103 days after Gavin Newsom's birthday. Jesuits equals 103. So does assault weapons ban, and that's what Joe Biden, the Jesuit, just came out this morning and called for. Assault weapons ban. You see the 103? You see also the 50, like gun control's 50, like Half Moon Bay. See how Half Moon Bay is 49 and 50, just like gun control? Just like assault weapons ban? You see how perfect it all is? Washington's got the 50. America's got the 50. Jesuits has the 50 and 103. We're hearing all day about the Lunar New Year Festival shooting on the 22nd. Synced up with the Pope's 86th birthday. All the things we talked about. Gavin Newsom said there'd be major gun control reform in his state. Joe Biden said there'd be major gun control reform in the nation. They're both Jesuits. Just like Trump's a Jesuit, just like pretty much everyone in power is a Jesuit. If you're not a Jesuit, you're a Mason. Shook. Almost tempted to see if there's some tribute to Mop Deep. Just when are they using shook in the headlines? There's a lot more to say about all this. Just all the encoding of the ritual. I mean, shooting up the mushroom factory. I mean, come on, man. Concord Farms. They shot up the mushroom factory at Concord Farms. You see the 57 in it? Just like Moon. Half Moon Bay on a Monday. And the other point that needs to be made about gun control in 50 is, again, we talked about how Robert Luna, like Lunar, he did his swearing-in ceremony December 3rd. That was 49 days before the Lunar Festival shooting. It was also a span of 50 days. Okay? 49, 50. But then his first day in office was December 5th, which was 47 days before the shooting. But from the swearing-in ceremony December 3rd, 49 days later, or a span of 50 days. And then again, that's followed up with Half Moon Bay, which also has the 112 like the Jesuits operate in 112 countries. But yeah, Biden comes out and calls for an assault weapons ban, which goes on the back of what they're doing in Illinois, the 21st state, Democratic Jesuit stronghold. By the way, Chun-Li Zhao, the gematria of his name is also 117, like Central Intelligence Agency. And just think about the numbers in that name. 11 and 7, right? What are we seeing right now in the headlines? 11 dead in Monterey Park, 7 dead in Half Moon Bay. And the latest killer, Chun-Li Zhao. Again, same patterns over and over. Over and over and over. Today is 64 days after Joe Biden's birthday. Joe Biden's got the 64 in his name. He's calling for the assault weapons ban. His name has the 44 as well, like how he was the VP to number 44 Obama. His name's also got the 37 in it, like shooting. They're saying the mushroom factory that got shot up yesterday was 37 years old, part of the story. 37 years old. And just for people who are new here, go back and see the last time that there was an assault weapons ban. It was on September 13th, 94, which was Biden's big year. He had his big crime bill in 94, but also the assault weapons ban, which he was a part of. It was September 13th, which can be written 13/9, like 139. And making it even more interesting, you see how assault weapons ban is also 256? Look at what September 13th is. September 13th is the 256th day of the year, leaving 109 days remaining. And again, shooting also has the 109, as does Saturday. Kind of like what just started off the series of shootings was the Saturday shooting at the Lunar New Year Festival. So, again, I'm just going to filibuster for a little bit more here because I'm about to drive to Yakima. It's 50 minutes each way from where I am now. And here, I guess for the next filibuster, let's call the Yakima Police Department. Might even call the Half Moon Bay Police Department. Well, I tried to call them last night. I need to be connected to somebody in charge, though. All right, here, let's try out Yakima PD. Let's try them out here.
You've reached the Yakima Police Department. If this is an emergency, hang up and dial 911. To continue in English, press 1. Para español, oprima. You've reached the Yakima Police Department. To report a stolen vehicle, traffic collision, crime against persons or crime in progress, hang up and dial 911. If you're calling to file a police report, many reports can be submitted online. Please visit our website at yakimapolice.org/coplogic for more information. Please listen carefully and make a selection from one of the following menu options. For municipal court, including information regarding a court date, or if you have a question regarding a warrant, press 2. For the city jail, press 3, or you may visit our city jail's website at yakimapolice.org/jail. If you'd like to report an incident, obtain the case number for an incident that you've already reported, or obtain general information, press 4. For questions regarding evidence or property being held by the Yakima Police Department, press 5. To repeat the menu options, press 0. You've reached the Yakima Police Department. To report a stolen vehicle, traffic collision, crime against persons, or crime in progress, hang up and dial 911. If you're calling to file a police report, many reports can be submitted online. Please visit our website at yakimapolice.org/coplogic for more information. Please listen carefully and make a selection from one of the following menu options. For municipal court, including information regarding a court date, or if you have a question regarding a warrant, press 2. For the city jail, press 3, or you may visit our city jail's website at yakimapolice.org/jail. If you'd like to report an incident, obtain the case number for an incident that you've already reported, or obtain general information, press 4. For questions regarding evidence or property being held by the Yakima Police Department, press 5. To repeat the menu options, press 0.
I guess 4 is our best option. None of those seem
For quality
quite right.
assurance purposes, this call may be recorded and may be monitored. Yakima Police Department, this is Carmen.
Hi, Carmen. Is it possible to talk with Matt Murray?
With Chief Murray?
Yes.
About what?
About the shooting this morning at Circle K.
Okay, and who are you?
My name's Zachary Hubbard.
Zachary?
Yes.
And then, do you, work for someone, or?
I'm self-employed. I'm a journalist in the community, an author. A lot of you might recognize me from the guy who was out on the corner for about 100 days warning people about what Bill Gates said at his 2010 TED Talk about how we need to reduce population and we can do it if we do a good job with vaccines. If you remember me out there on the megaphone just down the street from the police department, it's me. But yeah, I'm very concerned about what's being reported with the shooting on the 24th as the suspect drove east down 24th Street. Of course, the Masonic Lodge in Yakima is number 24, and I just want to talk to Matt Murray about what's being reported. 3 dead at 3:30 in the morning. So, is he available?
What's your last name?
Hubbard.
How do you spell that?
Hubbard.
And you said you're an independent journalist?
Yeah, I'm an author. I mean, you can look me up right now. You can find my book.
Okay, let me place you on hold really quick.
Thank you.
YakimaLaw.gov is home to a wide variety of information about programs and services. The city also utilizes multiple social media platforms to reach out to the community. You can find the city on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on Instagram. YPAC programming and other videos are also available on the city's YouTube channel.
Gracias por esperar. Agradecemos sinceramente su paciencia. Por favor, manténgase en la línea y en un momento más regresaremos con usted.
The city of Yakima is proud to be home to numerous high school state championships. To find out more about sports events happening in the Yakima area, check out the Visit Yakima website at visityakima.com. Don't waste your valuable time and money traveling all the way to Seattle or the Tri-Cities to catch a flight to your favorite vacation spot, to visit friends and family, or to make your next big...
Hello, Zachary?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to transfer you to our public information officer.
Okay, that's great. I appreciate it.
Okay, give me a second. Okay, let me place you on hold really quick, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Learn more about what's going on with the Yakima City Council, city programs and services, fun activities in our area, and more by checking out one of the many options available to you. The City of Yakima website at yakimawa.gov is home to a wide variety of information about programs and services. The city also utilizes multiple social media platforms to reach out to the community. You can find the city on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on Instagram. YPAC programming and other videos are also available on the city's YouTube channel.
Gracias por esperar. Agradecemos sinceramente su paciencia. Por favor, manténgase en la línea y en un momento más regresaremos con usted.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, I'm transferring you now.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Yes. Are you Matthew Murray or someone else?
Somebody else. Who do you want to talk to?
Well, I was hoping to talk to Matt Murray, but she said she was transferring me to somebody who's in charge of, what's your position?
So, no, you have wrong number.
No, what is your position at the police station?
I am the building superintendent.
You're the what superintendent?
Building superintendent.
The building superintendent. Okay, do you communicate with Matt Murray?
No.
No.
I just do all the repairs for the building and anything doing or has to do with the repairs. And that's it, yeah.
You do the repairs for the building.
Right.
Well, I don't know why she would transfer me to you. Interesting.
I have no idea. So, well, why you were calling regarding to anything related to the building? Maybe that's a reason.
Well, I wanted to talk to Matt Murray about the reported shooting today in Yakima. Hey, just since you work in the building, I'll let you know this. The Masonic Lodge in Yakima is building number 24, and we're on the 24th day of the year, and they said the suspect drove east on Route 24. Anyhow, yeah.
Let me transfer you to the chief of police assistant.
That would be good. Thank you.
Yakima Police, this is Evelyn.
Yes, Evelyn. I think I got transferred to the wrong person. He tried to transfer me back. Are you the what's your title?
I'm the administrative assistant.
The administrative assistant. Okay, I was trying to get a hold of Matt Murray to ask him some questions. Perhaps you're the right person to talk to about the. It's regarding what seems to be going on in this nation. The rituals that the authorities conduct on the populace, such as, again, today, Yakima, Matt Murray gets on the TV and says there's a shooting and 3 people are killed at 3:30 in the morning on the 24th day of the year, and the suspect drove east on Route 24 afterwards And again, it's no secret about the Fraternal Order of Police. The Masonic Lodge in Yakima is Lodge number 24. And again, there's a lot more to what I'm aware of. Again, Masonry studies Kabbalah. Kabbalah has a little thing called Gematria, which is the practice of coding numbers into words. Yakima in Gematria equals 24. And again, I've tried to connect contact with Mr. Murray before in the past. I thought it was very curious what happened last year with the death of the officer, Robert LeMay, after telling Inslee to kiss his ass over the vaccine mandate. But anyhow, these rituals by the number... What is it?
That was a different agency. That wasn't...
He was Yakima PD, Robert LeMay.
No, he was not.
What police department was he a member of?
Washington State Patrol.
Okay. Interesting. He was out of Yakima, though, was he not?
I don't know his whereabouts.
That's how it was reported at the time, that he was a police officer in the city of Yakima. Anyhow, the thing is, the police chief, this goes on all across the nation. It's like you have Robert Luna down in Los Angeles reporting the Lunar New Year festival shooting, and then that's followed up, moving a little bit north up West Coast, with the Half Moon Base shooting on a Monday, the day of the week named after the moon. And then just hours later, here we are in Yakima, the 24th city on the 24th, and we got another mass shooting. And again, I mean, this isn't anything new. It didn't just start this week. This has been going on for pretty much all of our lives. And what it looks like is the authorities, who are members of these secret societies — I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Murray's a Mason himself. Again, it's very common for police officers to be in Masonry. And again, I mean, talk to any Mason, they'll tell you it's all about 3 and 33. 3 dead at 3:30 in the morning, really? Random? It's like they're putting fear into the communities by the numbers day after day. And we see what the overall agenda is: to get people to give up gun ownership, to lose their rights and liberties. And it looks like the same people that we pay for to keep us safe with our tax dollars are the same people conducting the rituals on us. And I imagine at the end of the day, a lot of them are doing it because that's what they got to do to keep their job or maintain their rank at the department or within the secret society that they're a part of. But here, just if you want to try it out, if you want to try out the code, if you got a minute, get out a piece of paper and a pencil and write out Police Chief Matt Murray, just like how his name shows up in all the papers on TV as they're talking about it on CNN right now. Write out Police Chief Matt Murray, and then just turn each letter of his name and his title into a number using the alphabetic order. A is 1 up to Z is 26. Write out Police Chief Matt Murray, and you'll see it adds up to 241. And what is today? It's 24/1. And this isn't new for just Yakima. I mean, I live in this community, so it's closer to home, but this is what they're doing all across the nation day after day. So I want to know, and last year, if you remember the Pasco, Washington shooting last year on February 7th at the Kroger, I went down there and I talked to Commander Lee in person, who was in charge of the scene, and he admitted to me on camera that he had not seen the crime scene with his own eyes. He had not seen anything. He was going off what he was being told through his cell phone, and he said the federal government was in charge of the scene. So, again, has Matt Murray seen anything today? Does he know that 3 people are dead? Or is he just relaying what he's told to say in front of the cameras as well? These are the kind of things I want to know.
Sir, that's a lot of information, and you can follow us on our Facebook page, and that's where we'll be updating the most recent events that are as this incident is unfolding. So I would encourage you to visit our website.
But why would that be? What I'm saying is, it looks like the authorities have sold us out. Why would I be encouraged to read what's off the Facebook page? How's that?
The authorities are not involved in the homicide, sir.
Well, again, something is very suspicious that's going on with the authorities. Again, we do live in a nation where there's a military that has a psychological operations unit. You should look into that. It's right in the Army Field Manual, the purpose of the psychological operations unit. It's meant to have political persuasion over the populace. If we have psychopaths and tyrants in our government, I mean, again, if you know the history of America, part of the reason the founders gave us guns was to protect ourselves from enemies, foreign and domestic. If our enemies are within our government, controlling things like our military and police, and staging psychological operations in a ritualistic fashion, like Robert Luna telling us about the Lunar New Year. I mean, just here's what I have to know from you as who's somebody who works for the police. Does it not seem suspicious that they just swore in Robert Luna right before the Lunar New Year's festival, when you have Gavin Newsom, who just said last year that there will be major gun control reform in the time of his administration, just like Biden said? They both said the same thing, and again, just one ritual after the next. Does it not seem odd to you? Half Moon Bay shooting on Monday, named after Moon Day, right after? All of a sudden, Asian grandpas all of a sudden are shooting up America, and you got people like Gavin Newsom and Joe Biden who want gun laws in this nation that would look like China. In China, only the authorities can own guns. That seems to be the mockery to me. And Biden and Gavin Newsom, they're both members of the Jesuit order, which has been in China for longer than America's existed.
Sir, so I don't know what to say to all this information right now. I know that our community...
Here, just answer yes or no for me. Does it not seem suspicious? Yes or no?
I don't have an opinion on that. I'm sorry. I'm an administrative assistant here at the police department, and I do administrative work. I would encourage you to look at our Facebook page and
I'm sure all the truth comes out on the Facebook page. Here, one more question. Is the standoff still going with the SWAT situation at Jared Haddock's house?
Our Facebook page or our media is updating all this information.
Okay, I'll check it out for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
That's what, you guys, that's why nothing will ever happen in this country without a revolution, because that's all it ever is, right? It's a stonewall from the authorities and the people who know. And not that she knows anything. But again, the people who do know, it's not like if I had Matt Murray on, he's going to just call, oh, you got me. You got me. That's not going to happen. He's going to be like, I cannot talk about that matter at this time. It's under investigation. She's like, police would never do that. Oh, they wouldn't? I'm sure there's no corrupt police. There's never been any corrupt police in the history of humanity. Here, let me check out the Yakima PD Facebook page, though. I do want to see if the hostage situation's going on. I'd like to get there before it's over. It's too bad I moved. I could just walk out my front door. It's right by my old house. Let's see. First Street closed between Oak Street and I Street for an extended period of time. YPD was called to reports of a suspicious object. Okay, that's not the same story. 5 hours ago. Okay. Well, I did read about the SWAT standoff situation, and I think that's where I'm going to drive to first. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it up again and see if there's any update on that, because it's definitely not on the Facebook page. SWAT standoff, Yakima, Jared Haddock. Okay, so the last thing was, police have surrounded a home near the intersection of University Parkway. That's where I used to live right off of. We lived right there because that's why we moved out there, because Sweet Lady goes to she went to the school that university is on. And West Birchfield Road, so. And you know what's funny? University turns into 33rd now that I think about it. If you keep going down University, it turns into 33rd, going with their 3 dead at 3:30 in the morning. All right, I'm going to go over there and check it out, you guys. Hey, thanks for whoever gave the super chats. And I got to say thank you to whoever did that before I leave. How come I can't see the super chat? Now you guys have definitely covered my gas expense. Gas prices have come down a lot here, just like everywhere across the nation. Since it's too bad they didn't come down before I drove across the country. Could have saved a fortune. Thank you, True Slay. I appreciate it. True Slay says, I'll contribute to the gas money fund. Go live when you arrive. You got it, buddy. Yeah, stay tuned for the live stream, and I will be on my way now. It's about a 50-minute drive. It's 12:30 out here on the West Coast, so I should get there right around 1:30, and hopefully I'm not too late to the party. All right, True Seeker, until next time.